Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Satnam, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Gobind, and this is your Channel for Grace. Thank you guys so much for being here live, and thank you to those of you that are watching the replay. Welcome to our weekly broadcast where I will go over the astrology of the week and then do a tarot and oracle reading to bring us a message for the week ahead. And I will tell you right now, this week is insane. And it's not going to slow down, and I've been saying that, but oh my God, this week there's some big stuff happening. Let me say hi to everyone that is here in the chat. Hello, Bernadine. Welcome in. Hello, Benjamin. Namaste. Hello, Diane. Good to see you. Atma, welcome in. Jeanette. Hello, Mary. Hello, Melanie. Welcome. And Dawn, good to see you guys. Thank you for being here. If you are here watching live, please say hi in the chats. I love the live interaction. Also, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you get notified of when I go live and when I upload videos. And also download my free moon astrology guide, which will tell you what your psychic gifts are based off of your moon sign. If you would like to book a reading with me, let me just give you a little bit of a rundown of what I offer because people have been asking. So I am going to do a little screen share real quick. We can go through this first and then we'll dive into the astrology. So if you want me to look into your human design, gene keys, and astrology together, I either recommend a 2-hour session or a 1-hour session. And it's kind of open-ended, and I flow through the information very intuitively, and you receive like exactly what you need to hear from those sessions. If you want to get a little more specific, well, I mean, it gets specific, but what I mean is if you want to get more streamlined here, I offer a human design map, which is actually a personalized PDF booklet blueprint of your human design aimed at discovering and aligning with your unique DNA. This actually includes a 30-minute session. So when you book this, you put it on my calendar, then I create it, send it to you, and then give you the link to actually schedule the 30-minute session. And the booklet ends up being like quite a bit of pages. It's like your type, your strategy, your authority, your incarnation cross, your defined centers, undefined centers, hanging gates, channels. And I even create a unique mantra just for you. You could also get an Akashic record reading, and this is a very the most intuitive reading that I do, meaning I don't actually look at charts. It's really just kind of a channeled session. But we do go into the Akashic records, and within the records, we can do chakra clearing, crystal gridding, soul contracts, look into soul contracts, Akashic astrology, spirit guides, message from spirit guides, energy clearing, mediumship is also possible, and even shamanic journeying is also available with this. So it's super intuitive, and I use tarot oracle cards for this. But it is actually really, really a fun reading to do. I also offer starseed ancestry readings. Hello, Raessa and Ryan. Welcome in. And these readings are if you want to know your starseed ancestry. I look at your chart and tell you what starseed markings you have, what qualities those starseed markings basically give you, what you embody, what planet they're on, what this means for you. And at the end of the reading, you get a really beautiful cosmic perspective of your soul. And you can see if you've had either past lives in like the Orion or Lyran constellation or star family, and whether you have gifts from these star families. And this is like so fun. It's very, I use mythology. I connect to the stories. We look at the constellations and the meaning of the constellations and the fixed stars. It is truly an amazing eye-opening type of reading. And this one is not a live event. I just record your reading and then by myself, and then I send it to you, and then you get to watch it and have the video and download the video. If you're interested in learning about soul contracts in your natal chart, the Atlantean astrology reading is really good. And we look at 12 major soul contracts and how they relate to basically your path and your journey, the relationships, how they affect your body, your mind, your spirit, your destiny, your soul evolution, and what these soul contracts are here to teach you, what these 12 relationships are here to teach you. And it's a really fun reading. It's very, very different. If you're looking to gain insight into like relationship healing and just self-healing in general and self-understanding, this is really good type of reading to get. And then I also offer past life regression. I studied with Dolores Cannon. I do a combination of the QHHT method and beyond quantum healing or beyond quantum hypnosis. And it is actually really, really amazing to go into past lives and whatever information comes through the subconscious mind. So that is super, super fun. And you can check out all the links below. Also, make sure that you are part of our global community. In this community, I host events. You can RSVP to them. It's really convenient. We just had Club Jai, which I haven't done in a while, like months, maybe even a year. I don't know. But it's been, it was so fun. We partied it up, and I usually upload the replays afterwards, and I usually record everything. That's available to watch. You could just like party it up for 2 hours at home. Hello, Anya. Hello, Ping. Welcome in. And yes, and this is where I also host all of my courses. And I do offer, I have courses available online if you want to learn astrology, tarot. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. So thank you for letting me share all that. And now let us dive into the astrology of this week. So there are major things happening, but we're going to kind of gently make our way forward through each day of the chart. So today's the 24th. Hello, Belinda and Ping. Welcome in. Today's March 24th, and what we're seeing today is actually, you can see that on the screen, there is a Cazimi conjunction between the Sun and Mercury. And Mercury has been retrograde. He is bringing a message. This is the moment during the Mercury retrograde where we receive a powerful message. And because Mercury represents the mind, and he also represents like our ability to process information in terms of like the astrology. And he also opens us up to more knowledge and wisdom. And this knowledge and wisdom is actually what like helps us to understand things, because the mental frequency is about understanding things. So this is a message that Mercury is bringing to us while we're going through this reflective period in our lives, because Mercury retrograde is about looking at, the ways that you've communicated, revisiting things, getting a more clarity by reviewing and reflecting on life, especially in the realm of communication. And at this time, it's like, this always happens with a Mercury retrograde. You'll always conjunct the sun like this. And so it's like the message reaches the soul, and we get like a deeper ability to like tune into that message while we're in the stillness, which is really, really nice. So we're receiving a message today. I actually did a whole video on Mercury retrograde and in the Starseed membership. That's another offering that I highly recommend. And this video, I talk about so many things going on with this Mercury retrograde. It's very, it's unique. And I even talk about some of the gene keys and the aspects that happen during all of the aspects that he makes with other planets. But this one is particularly significant. But today, what we need to know here is that we are receiving a message. This is also, Venus is getting very, very close to becoming the morning star. She has been retrograde. She did her Venus star point with the sun this last Saturday. That's a very big deal. It happened in the sign of Aries. It happened on the 25th gene key, which invites us to transmute constriction into acceptance. There's a lot of like self-acceptance and self-love themes that have been coming up into this week. And because she's getting ready to become the morning star, there's like a new day is dawning, and we'll come out of the underworld with her eventually. And as she starts to be seen in the sky again, but this time with the rising sun. There's just like this beautiful poetry going on right now with the planets and the stars. It's just really magical. So today we receive a message, and this leads us to tomorrow, where Mercury retrograde is going to make a sextile to Pluto. And any strong aspects to Pluto are always going to bring in more depth. And they are going to, in a sense, allow you to see things way deeper than the surface, like way deeper than the surface. And so this is like, today we're getting the message. Tomorrow we get to see what's lying underneath it all. And it's really interesting. Hello, Anastasia. Welcome in. And it's really interesting because this whole idea of like underground, like I don't know if you guys heard, but like they discovered this like whole underground like chamber thing. It's like really like advanced underneath the Khafre pyramid, the middle pyramid in Egypt. And it's like blowing people's minds. It's like all over, social media. And this whole like underground, like uncovering what's underground is a big theme right now, especially with like the symbolic underground experience or traveling through with Venus as well. Hello, Lish. Welcome in. And hello, Sticks and Stones. So like so the depth. So we go in a little bit deeper tomorrow, get some more understanding of what's underneath our experiences. And then this takes us to March 26th, which is the day that Mars makes a square to Chiron. Now, the first thing that I notice about this is that it's happening at 22 degrees, basically right around there. And that's a sacred number. Like that is a master number. And this number itself brings in this aspect itself, not even the number, but the aspect itself brings in deep, it's like a challenge. The squares are challenges. They don't let us sit still. You can't sit still during these times. You have to actually take action. And the action in this case is healing, because Chiron represents the wounded healer and Mars represents action and drive. So we revisit some of these themes that we've been experiencing with even the Mars retrograde. I mean, he's still in post shadow, so we're not completely out of it. We're putting in we're putting in the work right now that is clearing away and doing the ultimate like cleaning up after the retrograde in our own lives, in terms of like, did we take action? Did we not take action? In which ways can we move forward and progress in life right now? So Chiron brings in this, this challenge to also go deeper in a sense, but understand things from the level of like, where, my action, he's like, does your action actually match like your healing path? Like, are you actually moving forward into healing? And if you're not, he kind of throws in a little wrench and goes, you know what? I'm going to realign you right now, because you have to go in this direction. And I want to help you go in this direction. So it's a challenge, but if we meet the challenge, we resolve it. And that's always the key with squares, is the challenge has to be resolved in some way. So what action, Mars, are you going to take to resolve what shows up in your life? And then we get to March 27th. And this is a big day, because the Venus retrograde goes back into Pisces. But not only that, it makes a conjunction to Neptune. And not only that, this conjunction happens at 29 degrees of Pisces. So there's a revisiting, right? We're no longer in Pisces season, thank God. That was kind of intense. And kind of is like an understatement. But, we revisit a little bit of this theme. We come back into a place where Venus definitely feels much better in Pisces, but the retrograde is still like funky energy. We're still with her kind of in this, like, we're just barely getting ready to like emerge from this place of like deep reflection into like our true desires and what we value in relationship, and whether we're even like living like matching the energy. Like, if we want something, are you being that something too? Because you can't just want something, you have to be it in order for it to actually be, manifested in your time space reality. So this is a strong Piscean energy. It's like, whoa, back into the water. Like, hang on. Did you learn how to swim? Did you remember? Like, it's also an invitation to remember your path and at least maybe if not your path, like the collective path. We all form a piece of that in our own lives. We make a part of the collective. And I say that because of the North Node in Pisces is the guiding light forward for humanity. So we are leaving the age of Pisces and entering into the age of Aquarius, but at the same time, we are being reminded to like hold on to the dream, hold on to the compassion, jump into the void, not be afraid of, seeing, the magic. And the even more cool thing about this is that at 29 degrees, there's a Pegasus stargate, and Pegasus is the winged horse. So he takes us up to the heavens to show us the possibilities, because Pisces represents like infinite, like Akashic cosmic realm. So the possibilities are infinite. And Pegasus, because it's a horse with wings, by nature challenges our view, our perception of reality. Like a horse that flies, he makes you believe in the unbelievable. He makes you believe in the magical. And then you just hop on its back and he like takes you up, and it's like, now dreams are real. Dreams become real. So I think it could be revisiting your vision, revisiting your dream, and also closure, right? 29 degrees. It's not just closure because we just left Pisces season. It's closure because it's the 29th degree. And this is a critical degree. And it's an important one to pay attention to. And oh man, is there going to be a freaking completion this week of this energy? Majorly, like majorly. So if we go forward, So right here, we're Thursday. And then we get to Friday, but the real thing, one of them anyways, there's an even bigger one than this. Can you even imagine anything bigger and more important than an eclipse? All right, we're going to the point of this new moon partial solar eclipse in Aries happening on March 29th with the North Node. That's the positive. This is a North Node eclipse. It's a new moon, so it's a new beginning. It is in Aries, so it's an initiation. I'm going to be doing the astrology and the Jinkies in human design tomorrow for this specific new moon. So we'll focus on that tomorrow. But just in general, obviously, North Node eclipses remind us to walk forward towards our destiny. And Aries, the natural energy of Aries is cardinal fire, which initiates and sparks to life, brings to life. It's like a waking up, a coming to life, or maybe coming back to life. It's also a rebirth. And these are what are guiding us for the next 6 months. These are the energies, right? So we had a full moon, total lunar eclipse in Virgo, right? It was like a week, a little over a week ago. And now 2 weeks later, we're going to have an eclipse, a solar eclipse. So this one is much more, I personally, I'm like, okay, this is definitely an activation. This is definitely a new beginning. It's also, the cycles within cycles within cycles astrologically are actually really freaking powerful. But the cool thing about what happens during this eclipse is what happens, today, not today, but on Saturday, which is the day of the eclipse, is that Venus enters her birth phase. So she emerges. She rebirth. This is a birth. and she's birthing into the morning star. And I always think about a new day dawns. I just keep thinking that a new day dawns. And in the morning, and I always talk about this, or I have in the past, I used to do a lot of Native American peyote ceremonies. And that was like a 5-year period of my life where I was just submerged in the teachings of that, just naturally because of my life experience. It was a beautiful time of my life. And it was the best of times and it was the worst of times. And it's this symbolism of from darkness to light has been coming up. This symbolism of traversing through the darkness and then healing has also been coming up. And just that process of it was the best of times and it was the worst of times. It's like, how can we receive the magic that is found even within the darkness? Today I recorded a podcast with Lori Mena. She is the creator of Cosmic Collage. And if you don't know who that is, go on Instagram and find at Cosmic Collage. She also created the tarot deck, The Energetics of Color, which is I love that deck. It's amazing. And I'm actually taking a class with her. And this is why I invited her to come on to the podcast. She's teaching me how to use Photoshop and do this cosmic collage thing, which you guys know I'm working on a tarot deck, or not a tarot, oracle deck, Moon Goddess oracle deck. But there was something really funny that she said today. We got into the conversation of AI and whether AI is taking away our creativity or enhancing it. And she did say that, in her process of creation, in her process of creativity, when she's creating herself, from her heart and using the Photoshop and doing it herself, she feels connected to God. But then she said that she's been playing around with this whole AI thing, and that after she plays around with AI and she creates with AI, because I guess a client of hers is wanting her to use AI or whatever. So she's not resisting it, but she was, she actually shared that there's an aspect of it, and I can't wait for you guys to hear the podcast, but there's an aspect of like the whole AI thing, creating with AI, that feels like not dirty, but it feels dark to her. And she said this really funny thing about like, it's like dancing with the devil. And it was so funny because, again, from darkness to light, that, oh my God, it just keeps coming up. And the only reason I say that, because originally I was going to talk about the ceremony, the process of ceremony. Like, I remember when we would go into ceremony, it would start when the sun went down, and it would go all night until the sun came up, from darkness to light. And a big part of that was that during the night, right at like midnight to like 3, 4 a.m., were the hardest times in the ceremony. People were getting well, like energy was like getting really intense. The medicine's getting really strong. You know, the songs are going. There's like all this, so much going on in that moment, and people going through their highs and their lows, and the energy just like moving through everyone in the circle. And everyone's like everyone goes through that struggle. There's a struggle, right? Like, it gets darker before it gets light. And there's a struggle that we all go through individually in ceremony, that when the sun comes out the next day and you start to hear the birds chirping, especially if you do an outdoor like teepee ceremony, it's like music to your ears. It's like a rebirth, and your soul is alive. So this, being the fact that like this is Aries season already, it's an initiation. We just started the astrological year. We're starting it off with a bang, right? Right away. Sun conjunct Venus, inferior conjunction at 2 degrees of Aries. And then now solar eclipse in Aries. Good thing it's with the North Node, right? At least we're not like trying to heal karma or deal with the past. We're focused on where are we going? And with Venus entering her birth phase during the eclipse, it is a total rebirth. And it is a rebirth also with the theme of like the relationship, like a new vision of relationship, or a new vision of like relating to each other. And she comes back into this birth when she's in Pisces, where she loves Pisces. She's exalted in Pisces. And she loves that place because she was born of the ocean. And so this realm, just like, it's like she's a mermaid, it's like it's comfortable. It's like, this is where I can like feel the God within. And so she's reminding us as we're being reborn, like, don't, like, it's all Aries, 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 like me, my. But don't forget to feel the God within. And that's the message that she sends to us right before Neptune enters Aries the next day. And that's the week. And this Neptune in Aries is no joke. It's no joke. Everyone's talking about it. Like, and this is like not even, it's just the beginning. Like, this year is going to be insane. It's going to be insane. Like, Jupiter's going to go into Cancer. We're going to have like, this aspect. Then later on the year, like Uranus goes into freaking Gemini, and then Saturn changes signs, Neptune changes signs, Uranus changes signs, Jupiter goes into Cancer. I mean, when the outer planets are making and then last year Pluto officially entered Aquarius, like, this is like collective. I mean, it's always collective, but this is major collective changing and shifting. Yes, so much action. That's a good way to put it. There's a lot of action, especially with the whole Aries theme, because Neptune and Saturn will be in Aries this year. They're both going to go back into Pisces one more time, and then next year, 2026, they're going to conjunct finally. Do you know that they do not conjunct in Pisces? They actually conjunct in Aries. And then a new beginning, right? It's like there's no going back, especially with from Pisces to Aries. The wheel has ended with Pisces and it starts new with Aries. Neptune is the planet of the intuition, God, psychic connection, spirituality, the boundlessness of the Akashic, the cosmic mind. It's water. I mean, it rules water. It rules Pisces itself. So it's going to go from its ruling sign to like a completely different energy. And it's like a new beginning for humanity, you know? And the themes of Aries is like, well, first of all, it's like, listen to this. It's like all this Mars ruled stuff. If it's like much more like, it's interesting because we're getting the feminine wisdom, but we're stepping into a very Mars masculine ruled energy. And it's funny that while Neptune goes into Aries, Mars is actually in Cancer in fall. Mars hates Cancer, just like he hates Libra. It's like, ugh. But there is some magic there. There is some wisdom there. The wisdom is in the emotion. So it's like interesting that the North Node will continue to hold that Pisces frequency, but Neptune, the ruler, goes into Aries. So so it's like the destiny line is affected by this major transit, collective, generational transit. I mean, it's been so long since we've never even seen Neptune in Aries in our lives, and we'll never see it there again. Generational planets move like seriously slow. And it's a new world. Like the new world, like this year, the new world is going to be more and more obvious. It's already there. We're already, but it's going to get obvious quicker and quicker. Like quantum shifts like every week. So you better have like a practice, like a personal practice that keeps you anchored and grounded. Because we're going to fly off the planet. I'm just kidding. But you got to keep yourself grounded. What do you have that brings you home? The biggest thing that we can do is make sure that we know what home is, that we have a home that we can always go to. It's like you have to come back to home. Come back home when you feel not anchored. Or like things are happening, right? Earth. I love that, Lish. I love that. Yes, Earth. That's the anchor. This community. Yes. Find home for you. And that's this week. I mean, that's crazy. That's a lot. Like Sun, Mercury, Cazimi, Mars square Chiron, Venus re-entering into Pisces, Pegasus Stargate, the solar eclipse, Venus birthing into the morning star, and then Neptune entering into Aries. Okay. I guess so. I'm just kidding. But let us actually pull some cards and see what spirit guides, angels, and teachers want to tell us about this week. From the deep depths of the cosmic mind, I hear a whisper. This whisper calls us inwards towards our essence. A light begins to glimmer at the center of our heart. This is the light of unity, the all-knowing wisdom of the One. Through this door, we open the gates of the Akashic, the magical flower of life. We see our duality. We recognize our sacred trinity. We begin to witness infinite possibilities as we become the observer and the observed. A powerful and luminescent light engulfs our being, and we feel many dimensions all at once. We enter the Akashic records, protected and loved. by all star beings that have accessed these portals before. The records are now open. May wisdom flow. May understanding descend. And may we be blessed with the light of love. Right, I'm just reading those comments. Yeah, forget chapters. It's a whole new book. I love that. That's great. That's pretty much how it is. It's pretty much how it is. So, let's see. What is our message for this week? What do we need to know this week? Thank you, spirit guides, angels, teachers. What is our message this week? What's going to help us move through these wild transits? All right, card number 1. You can't make this stuff up. The Fool. Yep. New beginnings. Take a leap of faith. Jump off the cliff. With the collective energies, this is a whole new journey. The Fool is card number 0. 0 has infinite possibilities. The Fool doesn't think. He just does. Don't think. Just do. That's very Aries. Challenge for the week. Ooh, interesting. 2 cards came out. 9 of Cups and the Devil. Speak of the devil. Dance with the devil. Okay. The challenge is, yes, Scorpio is 0. Ooh, that's right. It is death, change, and transformation. So the Devil card is about facing addictions, like knowing or noticing where you are addicted. This is not just to drugs, okay? There's all kinds of addictions. Like, do you love ice cream? I'm just kidding. But there's all kinds of ways that we get addicted. And it's addiction to, it could be belief systems. It could be food. It could be drugs, you know, whatever addiction. The funny thing about this is that the control is in your hands. And that's why the 9 of Cups, it's like, look, man, you've accomplished a lot of things in this world. Okay. And one of them is you know it, right? You know it. You've accomplished a lot of things and you've done a lot of work. So this shouldn't be that hard, but you need to stand in your knowing that you can, let go of any addiction. This is very interesting. All right. What else do we need to know? It's like trust your experience is what I'm getting. Trust in the wisdom of your experiences. This is kind of like the overall theme card. We get the King of Pentacles. So this is the masculine loving the feminine. There's like Hathor, the bowl, very present in this card. There's a lot of lusciousness. This is a masculine frequency, the king, that has fully embraced his feminine. And because of that, he knows the value of things. He knows what's important. So that's another thing that we're learning. We're learning the value of things, but we're embracing our nature. I feel like we're embracing our nature. And the wisdom from the ancestors, the Wounded Healer card. It's the 9 of Wands. You trust that Yeah, this is like a continuation of like, trust your wisdom. You have wisdom. You know, the wounded healer is like, the reason they're a healer is because they experience the wounding. And yeah, they're wounded, but they're not like completely lost. They're actually stronger. They're strong. Like we are strong. We just may feel weary, like a little tired. And yeah, it makes sense. But the key, right, is like the Fool. So the new journey begins this week, and we have to remember that, like, we have all the tools. We've learned all the things. You got to use them now, though. You know, you got to use them. You got to like break the chains from the things that like they kind of get in the way of you like recognizing your own sense of self-worth. Find the balance inside of yourself and embrace the feminine. Embrace like the fact that we are here on this planet and we are here to like heal the earth. It's a healing. The earth is healing. So when we embrace the feminine, and it doesn't mean like embracing women, it just means embracing the feminine. And you know what the feminine is the dark. The feminine is the yin. The feminine is like the void. The feminine is the womb. And there is a rebirth. And I feel like this is the Venus rebirth because the morning star is the Taurus energy of Venus. So it's the earth, the more grounded energy of Venus. And this, and in the ancient Mayans believe that actually, which is, maybe you guys don't want to hear this, but the morning star, the 9 months where Venus is the morning star, is a time of war. And that time when Venus is the evening star is the time for peace. So I'm not saying that as a prediction. I'm just saying that this reminds me of that like yang like energy of war, but not physically, not like literally, merging with the feminine, which is the peaceful energy. Not necessarily peaceful actually at all. Feminine can be very dark and like there's so much, but overall this is I feel embrace the feminine, and when you do, embrace Mother Earth. Feel her holding you and supporting you, like you're on the earth, like you're supposed to be here. Like there's no like, oh, I missed the boat. There's no like, I wish I was here or I wish I was there, or oh my God, we're doomed. Like there's none of that. It's like all happening and it's all perfect just the way it is. You don't really need to change anything, but there's an embracing and an acceptance that I feel in this card, that it's like, if you embrace the feminine, you will be in her like bosom. She will protect you. You will be one with her. We're becoming one with the earth. We're like merging with the earth. That's the process that we're going through. And there's a trust there. You have to trust. You have to relax into it. Try easy. And there's a lot of experience. Like you have a lot of experience and you have to trust in that experience. All right. What animal is going to guide us during this week? Which animal will guide us during this week? Boundaries are not exhausting at all. Healthy boundaries, at least. Boundaries in general, like healthy boundaries are not, healthy boundaries are actually freeing. Believe it or not. Blocking is different, I guess. That's a different frequency, but healthy boundaries to me are like 100% freeing, not restricting. Oh, the moth. Okay. The moth. Let's see. Well, the moths are drawn to the flame, which is interesting, right? What is the moth about? Impulsive. Ooh, that's very Aries. Hasty and wishful. The moth is sure the grass is greener on the other side. This sounds like a 3-5. Moth energy is at play when we're attracted to easy solutions or anything shiny and new. This can lead to unfinished projects, disappointment, or burnout. It's helpful to remind moth personalities that life is complex. No matter the illusion, no one is exempt from the trials and tribulations of this great journey. Practice seeing life as an infinite mystery rather than wishing it was easier or different. Whoa. That is our lesson for the week. Oh my God. That's insane. Don't wish that it was different. Enjoy the ride, is basically what that moth is telling us. Wow. Amazing. From the deepest depths of our soul, we give gratitude and love, for we understand we are a fractal of that cosmic whole. As we give, so we get, open to all possibilities through all time and space. We walk through the Akashic portal back to our inner space, remembering that this wisdom lives within every cell of our being. Thank you, star beings, for holding this sacred space and for protecting us during this journey through time and space. The records are now closed. Satnam. Thank you for being here, being a part of this community. I appreciate you all very much. Have an amazing week. We're all going to experience some crazy shit this week, I'll tell you that. And hopefully not. No, I'm just kidding. But there's huge changes. This is a huge week. So remember, enjoy the journey. It's a new beginning. You've got everything you need to deal with all the stuff. And the magic is embrace the feminine. Let the earth hold you. Satnam. I will see you again tomorrow. We're going to talk about the eclipse. And then on Saturday, we are going to have our eclipse ceremony, broadcast, Akashic reading, and music. So I'll see you then as well. Satnam.